Well, hello me lovelies, it's me Ned Natter, and I'm here to chatter. I hope I get to brighten your day. I love to gossip after a long day of taking care of things down here on my Florida farm. Anyway, first up, it's great to be with you again. Thank you so much for your lovely messages and comments. Today I want to natter about a few things, but first up I need to mention I don't talk about the news and current affairs. We're all sick and tired of it, and you don't want me reminding you of everything else you've already seen and heard, do you? My show's here to give you a break from it all, a good laugh, even if it is only once a week on a Wednesday. By the way, you can always listen to all my shows again at the website nednatter.com. Yep, okay, well, put everything down. No, everything, I mean you too, come on. It's time for the Ned Natter Show, and you can't miss this. Well, it's good to be back here on my Florida farm. I might have had a break from Florida, but no relief from the usual stress in my life. Oh dear. When I got here, the hens had paused on the laying front. The eggs are finally appearing a week later, and that's only because I'm keeping Ding Dang, me farmhand, and the wife Elsie well away from them until they're fully recovered from being terrified after death. Well, let's just say terrified into not laying, shall we? Added to that, at least 6 of them are unaccounted for, which unfortunately means that the Ding Dang household has been eaten well during my absence. Well, there are other possibilities too. See, I heard a rumour from me snitch and camper Quinton. Something new? Yup. Old Ding Dang has had supper with the wife Elsie twice when I was away. Well, all I can say is that Ding Dang's still alive and kicking. And yet, that's more than I can say for most people who've braved the missus and or are cooking. Old Nan's new buddy, Heiner, me sister-in-law's 101-year-old grandmother, Toshiko, has tried calling here, but as I predicted, it turned into a shouting match, and that was long before the pair of them were even close to drunk. Old Nan even lit up the wrong end of her cigarette. Yep, she's smoking the filters now. Stopped rolling her own on account of the arthritis. Oh dear. Anyway, I tried to tell old Nan about using email instead of the phone, but she still hasn't worked it out. Where should she stick the stamp? Yep, she's a slow learner, even when sober. I reckon it's going to be back to the traditional pen pals, envelopes and ink, with a first-class stamp after all. Added to that, the entire Natter family is not top of the handwriting game. Oh no. Nan's writing is like dipping the 8 legs of 2 fighting spiders in ink and then unleashing them on a piece of paper. Then, when I mentioned about a zip code to her, she thought I was talking about electronic zipper. Oh dear, it just gets worse. After me Vegas stopover, though, old Nan did come away with $2,000. Yep, I reckoned it was witchcraft. But now the old crow is making plans to find her own way back to the desert to have another go. Oh well, she feels rich, see, and reckons Elsie will go with her. Well, that's the bit that bothers me. The wife, always loses after chatting to her fortune teller, Mystic Madeline. Mind you, maybe this time old Nan will be her version of Lady Luck. Well, actually, she is closer to one of them distasteful rabbit's feet, Yep, that kind of luck. But unfortunately, she don't fit on an Andy keyring. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here, you can always find me and my shows at the website nednatter.com. On the way back from California, Nan reminded me, if you remember, of St. Patrick's Day. And it was upon us and she needed to stock up on a celebration. Well, old Nan reckons she's got Irish blood. Yep, like 90% of the population do when it comes to an excuse to party and get drunk. Well, when it came to the actual day, she started telling me how she's finally seen green men. Yep, Irish whiskey has this way of manifesting leprechauns. Then she started singing all the Irish songs she knows, like Yesterday. Yeah, isn't a clue. Well, then I told her yesterday was a Beatles song, and they're not Irish at all. She said she was having trouble with cockroaches, not Beatles. Oh dear. Booze and bad hearing are never a great combination. I thought I'd have the old crow sedated before they took her away. Sounds like a plan. But everyone else thought they could sing like a bird too after a bottle or more. Yup, karaoke, we've all heard it. But ding dang, sounds like he's in severe pain. And his banjo's only got 2 strings to tune. And songs always sound bad, don't they, when the person singing them has only got 4 teeth. On the other hand, me campers, Quinton and Coagulate, are a pain all the time. Well, they're always beating each other up. Nevertheless, old Quinton loves to hammer out a few hits on his guitar, and hammers the word. Trouble is, beyond the 3 chord wonders, he's pretty much lost. Old Fred, me nudist neighbour, showed up. Yep, for free booze. Yep, clothed, I might add, in fitting green t-shirt and matching pants. So that was a relief. He brought along old Lonnie, me blind neighbour. Anyway, while we're on the subject of St. Paddy's Day, long before old Lonnie became totally blind and just had very poor vision, he gave up driving quickly. Yep, when he realised he had some Irish blood too. Yep, that's right, on his left fender. On another note, the wife Elsie really got into the swing of things and died her pet rat dog, me namesake Ned, and a slow piggy, Ned Jr., green. Oh dear, that was the limit for old Nan though. Oh, she really lost it, telling me about leprechaun dogs and pigs running loose around the farm. And how this time she wasn't seeing things. Anyway, my lovelies, I hope you had a great St. Paddy's Day too. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. When I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Me dog Clay's got a bit bolder with me daughter young Dolly's pet ram Butt. Yep, that's his name, Butt. Now I think the road trip gave him a new take on life. The only downside is he's suffering a bit like me cat. No, not from butting. Well, let's just say it's a bit like the fur balls the cats get. Yup. Only he's choking on mouthfuls of wool. Oh dear. Me farm cat, young Charles, is not so sure. He's still timid and in hiding. As you know, me lovely vegan neighbour young Alice has been inviting me over to her farm for coffee and vegan cake once a week. Well, of course, I wandered over to see her and catch up. She tells me that Venus is going to be in superior conjunction this week. Ooh. You know, I'd like to be in superior conjunction with the wife Elsie. You know, with the sun between us. I'd be pretty happy at that distance. But then young Alice has been showing me something. No, that's just your imagination. No, pictures of the stars, actually. Oh. And how they appear in the night sky. A lot of dots that make up the shape of animals and people and all kind of things. Well, I'll tell you what, the folks who thought these up had a vivid imagination. Oh, I mean, an handful of white dots is not an horse, is it? Added to that, why does it have to be a flying horse? Yep, you'll all say it's because it's in the sky. Very clever, yeah, but why don't all the other ones have wings, eh? And how do you end up with a water goat in the sky? I mean, I've never even heard of a water goat, have you? I suppose the only benefit, though, of a water goat is they don't stink so bad. We ended up thinking that all her night sky charts were closer to patterns for origami shapes. Oh dear. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Well, me lovelies, I'm always getting nice messages from you, me listeners. But from time to time, I get an odd question too, and I'm featuring them in my shows. But now, I've kind of merged them with me Agony Uncle feature. Well, oh dear, the questions are still pouring in. So I'm including them again, and a few of them will make you really think, eh? I've got it all here, on the Ned Natter Show. Right then, well, the first of me questions comes from Lester in Lafayette, Louisiana. And it concerns an article he read about food waste. Oh, well, he says the world wastes 900 million tons of food every year. Well, that's according to the UN, that is, Well, that's an horrifying statistic, Lester, isn't it? But first up, I want to know who in the UN goes around weighing up all this waste. 900 million employees. Ooh. Then the wife Elsie would sure make a big chunk of that disappear. It'd never go to waste, I tell you. She's her own version of a food mountain. My second question comes from Marcus in Miami. He says he's heard about a boat made entirely out of flip-flops. Ooh, well, I thought, flip-flops, he must mean it's made out of politicians. Yep, well, until I looked it up. Oh no, it's the rubber things. Yep, they fished them out of the ocean and glued them together to draw attention to plastic waste. Interesting. Oh well, I'd have to make my own eco-boat here out of soggy straw, feathers, beer cans and fast food wrappers. Well, they all float. Yep, mostly in the ditches round here. Then when I did a bit more research, I found out there's a dress made of algae. Ooh, I think the wife's got one already. I mean, she left it outside for an whole year. And then there's a hoodie made from pomegranate. Yep. And it says you can bury it in the garden when you finish with it. Ooh, I'd rather eat me pomegranates. Yep. Full of antioxidants, aren't they? Yep. Stops me getting rusty. Rather than wear them, I like the idea of eating me food rather than wearing it, don't you? Added to that, half me clothes are over 20 years old, so in my case, it'll be a long wait before anything starts a new life as compost. Next up is Sylvia from San Francisco. She wants to know if it's possible to keep a couple of hens as pets in her small apartment. Well, Sylvia, thanks for your question, dear. I'll start by saying anything's possible, but a lot of things that might be possible are not realistic. I suppose it's like me and the wife Elsie. Possible, maybe, but totally unrealistic. I'd say, Sylvia, you'd be better with little birds, in an aviary. Something like that. See, hens aren't fussy about where they go, when they go, and all over what. Oh dear. My next question comes from Clyde in Connecticut. And he heard me show when I chatted about GMO, yep, and he wants to know if I've ever heard of genetically modified cats. See, he's always had dogs before. This is the first time with a cat. He reckons his is acting more like a vegetable than animal. Well, I wouldn't go and say a cat's, a couch potato and that's GMO, Clyde. Oh no, cats love to sit around and do nothing all day. In fact, they make perfect companions for people that do the same. That's right, couch potatoes. In a way, Clyde, you're probably surprised that me wife Elsie hasn't got a cat. Well, Clyde, she's allergic to cats. And anyway, she hates things that interfere with a monopoly on the household food supply. Last up this time, I've got a weird question. It bothers me in more ways than one. It comes from Greta in Green Bay. And she was listening to me last show when old Nan wanted to visit Roswell and Area 51. Oh dear. I was waiting for the fallout, and I'm not talking about from nuclear testing either. She says I shouldn't joke about old Nan's interest in aliens. More so when they come from light years away to see us here on Earth. Oh dear, Greta, I'm sorry I joked about it, but I like to read up on a bit of science in my spare time. Yup, I've even got a pair of slippers of my own, not just steel toe cap shites kickers, By the way, Nan's interest is purely selfish. Yep, She's just after men and doesn't care if they're green or any other colour. She just wants to get her gnarled old claws on the whole spectrum before she gets ploughed in. Yep, it's a nasty thought, but so's she most days. So I thought some time more about what Greta said, and I thought, well, about these aliens travelling light years to get here. Well, put it this way. Let's do it in the opposite direction, shall we? Right, let me give you an example. So, I go into the living room, and there's me Elsie sitting as usual in front of the TV with something to eat in her lap. On the floor, and in the microwave, and with dessert in the mini freezer right next to her. Yep, it's that bad. She even keeps spare batteries for remote control on the sofa. Yep, the old place looks like the nest of some ugly, untidy bird of prey. Anyway, I'm digressing there, aren't I? So I say to Elsie, well, dear, I'm just going out for a while, but no worries, the place is only 2 light years away. So our Elsie, stops chewing and forces a few words past her current mouthful. How long are you going to be, Ned? Well, dear, there and back, I suppose it'll take me around 137,000 years. Well, that's if I leave right now. Oh dear. She'd probably do the usual thing and not really listen. Okay, Ned. Can you get me a few things from the store on the way home? Well, that's it on me questions this time, me lovelies. But before I leave the subject, I just wanted to mention something that's troubled me for a very long time. It's this old debate about green men coming from Mars. It's got to be a joke, isn't it? They're red. Or orange. Yep. It's all that dust. Yup, camouflage actually. No Earth people, you'll never find us. Anyway, near me farm here on Florida, they're all that red-orange colour too. But that's not dust. Oh no, just the rust in the water. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. And when I'm not here, you can find me and me shows at nednatter.com. I've got me special feature again this week. It's called Anomalies from Around the World, do you remember? Well, no, I'm not talking about myself, thank you. But first I have to point out that me joke about Volkswagen and Rolls-Royce, Rolls-Royces with engines in the back, well, it was a joke, but I have to mention this because I got an email from Franz in Frankfurt contradicting me. Oh dear. Try and check the oil on your Beetle under the hood, Franz. I'm leaving it there. This week, it's not far away from him in the Czech Republic. Me anomaly, that is. And it's called the Easter Whip. Yep. And it's not some kind of dessert before you go in the wrong conclusions there, Oh no. And at Easter, the men and the boys go out with these little whips and whip the girls and women. It brings new meaning to me too, doesn't it? Yep, there's lots of men, I know, who'd be shouting it. Yep, me too, where's me bleeding whip? Oh dear. Added to that, I know a few women who might line up for it. And men, yep, you're right, they'd be lining up too. They might even wear skirts to fit in, Anyway, the story is it's supposed to make the woman younger and prettier. I wonder who dreamed that one up. And, just try it here. Well, Your Honour, I was just trying to make me young neighbour even prettier. I can just see it, can't you now? Yep. You'd end up whipped, all right. Yep. Whipped off to jail in no time. By the way, on the pervert front, me blind neighbour, old Lonnie, settled in well with old Fred the swinger come nudist. And that is an old dear, I can tell you. Now, he's taking Lonnie with him to the next swinging event. Yep. I can't even begin to imagine how busy his white stick's going to be when he gets there. Fred's excuse is that Lonnie ends up breaking too much of his stuff when he leaves him home alone. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. And when I'm not here, you can find me and me shows at nednatter.com. Rush me neighbour and part-time incontinent political commentating neighbour has always got something to say. And now he's even more confident since he's got that porta potty in his front yard. He heard me mention the note I'd received about food waste. Yeah, but of course old Rush isn't interested in food. Well, other than hamburgers and stuff like that, I suppose. But no, he reckons the UN is a waste. Oh dear. Yep, he says they've got a department and committee for everything. And it's just united nonsense. Because they're just all Democrats creating jobs for their own people and making it real difficult for the US to continue ruling the world. Oh dear, Rush. Oh well, and then it's got to go before you can get a second to discuss it with him. So there you go, that's Rush's take this time around. This is Ned Natter here, the Ned Natter Show. When I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Obviously, you'll all recall how my long-lost relative Skip Natter showed up unexpectedly at the farm and stayed. Well, he thinks he can talk anybody into anything. And it's not looking good this time around. No, he's put up a website, online, advertising, space travel. I think it's after chatting with old Nan, you know, he's found a hot spot. Ooh, nasty. Anyway, he's taking advance bookings and a small deposit. The first trip is scheduled. Oh yeah, scheduled for, in the small print. In fact, it's so small, an electron microscope might come in handy. Let's have a look. 2075. Yep. I don't know how long he thinks he's going to get away with that one. Oh dear. By the way, Skip's reminded me of another con man. That's right, me agent, 50%, has lined me up with a new ad this week, and it's very topical. So here goes, me lovelies. Are you a handy person? Well, now's your chance to get handy and save the environment too. Our new book tells you how to do it. Yep, create marvels out of regular household trash. It's only $19.99, well spent, and the trash is free. Once you've bought our amazing book, we'll arrange for you to have a weekly delivery. Yep, trash to your door. You'll no longer be putting out the trash for collection, but receiving it. Oh yeah, and no charge. We'll deliver it. Visit us today at miracletrash.com or call us on 1-800-TRASHY. I never believed 50% would go that low. Stoop that low. But there you go. Oh dear. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. And when I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Whichever way you dice it, the Ned Natter Show is unpasteurised and unfiltered. Well, that's all me lovelies, and on that note I better go. So until next time, I'm Ned Natter. Just remember, farmers are getting older, some more than others. It's time some new blood came down on the farm and gave us an hand. Shite matters. Without us, you wouldn't have anything to eat. Without me, your Wednesdays wouldn't be so much fun. In the meantime, you can always find me in my shows, as I've mentioned, at nednatter.com, along with them social media links. So come by and say hi. New shows going up on YouTube too, so you can subscribe there if you like. Thanks so much for listening. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, and I hope you'll join me on the next Ned Natter Show. So until next time, keep a smile on your face. Think positive and don't sweat into that nasty small stuff. The grass is not always greener on the other side. It might just be a freeway. Goodbye, my lovelies.